Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing an unhaul of some books that just, I need them out of my life. I need them out of my space and to freshen up my bookshelves. So let's get started. So these first couple of books, I will link the vlog that I read them in so that you can learn a little bit more of why I'm getting rid of them. But the first one is Malice by John Gwynne. Just wasn't really feeling it. I don't think I'm ever going to try to read it again, so it had to go. Next in that vlog was The Heroines. I thought this was fine, but I don't need it in my collection. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm gonna see if any of my friends want it, but it's not really, I'm not feeling the love for it, so it's gotta go. Next is a beloved author here on the booktube internet, and that is Teen Kingfisher's The Twisted Ones. I read about half of this before I just decided I didn't really care what happened, and it just wasn't really my vibe. And this is the second book I've tried to read from Teen Kingfisher, and I'm kind of just not vibing with her writing. So I don't think I'm gonna do any more of her. Next is another beauty, and that is The Things We Do to Our Friends by Heather Darwit. This was a really weird book on female friendship and female rage and female insanity. I liked it for the most part. I didn't finish it. I liked it for the most part, but it just kind of was just like a bad bunny book. Like, for Bunny from Mona Awad, like it was trying to be that, but it just wasn't nearly as good as Bunny. And I think Bunny is like a 3-star for me. So yeah, I wasn't just totally getting into it. So the next one is Stephen Erickson's Garden of the Moon. This is the first book in the Malazan series. So I'm not like not gonna read this series. I am gonna read this series, but I want to read it with my Kindle and with an audiobook at the same time, because that's how I read this originally. The first time was I was doing it like an immersion reading with my Kindle and an audiobook, because that's how I was getting it so much more. And then I could highlight things on my Kindle, which, I mean, I normally write my books, but I can't find all these books in one edition, which I want them in this paperback, and they don't all come in this, not reliably. So I'm just gonna get them all on my Kindle and listen to them on audiobook, so I can do a full immersion reading, because I think that's gonna be better for me reading the Malazan series when I try to pick this back up again, because I really did like this, and I got halfway through the second book and I was just like, I am so overwhelmed. So yeah, but yeah, I am gonna get rid of this. Next, we have The Siren Queen by Neve Vo. I did DNF this about halfway through. I just wasn't really getting that into it. I thought this would be something I liked, but I wasn't connecting, and I really don't remember that much about it. So yeah, I had to let it go. Next, we have a book I did finish, which is Sinlet of Sins by Josiah Bancroft. I didn't care enough to continue with the series. This is fine. I don't hate this. I don't despise it in any way. I just don't like it enough to want to continue. Next, we have another beauty, and that is Still Burn of Nightfall by Rin Chapeko. I got like halfway through this book. I was liking it, and then about halfway through I had to put it down because I had to go do some things, left it for a couple days, and then just didn't care enough to come back to it. So yeah, I think that has got to go. I'm gonna also see if any of these really beautiful books, I'm gonna see if my friends want them before I take them to the used bookstore, because you know, they're really nice books and I think they might actually like them. But yeah. All right, the next is an entire trilogy of books that I thought I was going to love, but I didn't at all, and it makes me so sad. And that is the Bone Daughter series The first book, you know, the Bone Daughter, the next, the Bone Shard Emperor, and then the last is the Bone Shard War. I liked the first book okay, and then I really didn't like the second book, and then I didn't even start the third one because I was just like, I don't care. And all I heard was just bad things about the third one. So when I already didn't like the second one and I wasn't that hot on the first one, why the fuck would I read a book that everybody who liked the series didn't like? So yeah, it had a lot of potential, but I just couldn't care enough to get through it. So yeah. Okay. These 7 books by Karen Slaughter. I don't even know what all of them are. We have Undone, The Last Widow, Pieces of Her, The Kept Woman, Cuptown, Unseen, and Girl Forgotten. Now, I am reading through all of Karen Slaughter's books. That is like a goal I am having, that I am working on. But I much enjoy her audiobooks. So I am just gonna keep doing Karen Slaughter, but through audio. I don't need to own all of her books. This was a bad purchase. I purchased all of these at one time. Granted, I purchased them at the used bookstore, so they weren't at full price. I thought, I was just like, oh my God, I want an entire bookshelf of Karen Slaughter. Just, yeah, I love her so much. No, you don't need that. You have so many books you want to own. You don't need all of these that you listen to on audiobook. Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? So yeah, I don't need these. I'm getting rid of them. I love Karen Slaughter, but I don't want these books in my house. Sorry. And the last 3 books, I don't know. I just don't want these anymore. So Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I found a new edition that I love so much, and I love Frankenstein just in general. So I wanted a new edition that I really, really loved, and I found that. So I don't want this one anymore. I don't like this edition. Dracula, I hate this book. I despise Dracula by Bram Stoker. I don't think it's a good book. I really dislike it a lot. So yeah, it needs to get the fuck out of my house. And A Picture of Dorian Gray. I still want to read this, but I'm probably just going to listen to it on audiobook. I don't feel like I need it physically. And I keep saying I want to read it and then just not doing it. And I don't know if I'm going to like it. I want to love it. So I think that makes me terrified to read it. But I don't need to own it in my house. And if I end up loving it, I will find a way beautiful more edition than this. So it's gotta go. All right, that's all the books that I am unhauling today. Let me know in the comments below what you think about any of these. Am I crazy for getting rid of some of these? Just sound off in the comments. Am I wrong about Dracula? Probably. A lot of people love Dracula, but I just fucking hated it. So anyways, while you're down there, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll talk soon. Bye.